so we are now here with Gizmo. If you remember from, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Gizmo did a 1 week kind of board and train, and he is now here for our first trial run dog with day training. He is here to learn the remote collar, get the better recall, also start help fine tuning some things. Gizmo is very hyper aware of a leash. So when that leash comes off, he knows it, forgets all rules, forgets all boundaries, forgets everything. So we are going to help connect some dots by when the leash is gone, we still kind of have some way to tap into Gizmo. Much like Murphy, Gizmo may not take food. Murphy did amazing and actually took all the food that was offered to him. Gizmo has been off and on working for it, but a little worse than Murphy. But so anyways, just like we did with Murphy, we are going to start with the collar on 1. We are going to then work our way up from 1. We are looking for some kind of reaction from Gizmo. So for him, the collar is on this side. So I will look for some kind of reference to that side of him. And we will kind of just see what happens. Gizmo. Good. Good. I know. Rough life. Good boy. Okay, so that there, some of the other times I wasn't sure, which is why I waited for him to turn his head. That there was a little bit more, what was that kind of feeling? That was actually on an 11. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump that down to a 10. Actually, I'll probably start with a 9. See if we can get some kind of response out of that 9. Now that he's felt it once, a lot of dogs will feel it that first time. Then you're able to then bump your numbers a little lower because they've felt it once. So we'll try the 9. Hey, good. I know. Okay, so nothing on the 9. Okay, so we're gonna start him again on that 11. So same kind of concept. What we're gonna do is I will give him, yes. See if you take your feet. Yeah, good boy. Okay. Stim. Good. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Good. Actually, what I want to do, yeah, so we're going to hook him to his regular collar. And the reason that I switched it up is because I cannot find my larger slip lead or slip collar. So I have a green one that's a little larger. But this is kind of affecting the movement of the collar. So I want to shrink that down a little, or move the placement of the pressure so that it doesn't affect the contact of the collar. Hopefully that makes sense. Good. Okay. Good. Boy, yeah, good boy. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. So for a lot of dogs, once you start doing this, and Murphy was more one of those dogs, they may not start wandering very far from you. So far Gizmo, which is not surprising, is a little more, he's okay, free, okay, I'm gonna go, okay, I'm gonna go. If your dog stays with you, there are a couple different other things that you can do. One of them being walk faster, like forward at a faster pace, then start to back up. When you start to back up is when you're going to give a little bit of remote pressure. Another option that you can do is you can walk forward, turn. The minute you turn, you're just going to give a couple taps, walk the other way, turn, give a couple taps, give a couple taps. So that essentially you're tapping to let the dog know that we are turning and I need you to tune in. Again, the leash is there as a backup. The leash is there so he doesn't exactly know he doesn't exactly know what that pressure that he's feeling means. So the leash is there to let him or help remind him what that pressure does mean. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Okay. Good. And typically by doing this, you'll start to notice, and I think Murphy actually did it a few times, that eventually they're going to feel this pressure, the remote collar pressure, before they feel that pressure of the leash. And they're going to start turning with this pressure versus the leash pressure. Right now, Gizmo needs that leash pressure as he's still not sure what this actually does mean. Okay. Yes. Good. Okay. Good. Just eat my whole finger. Okay. Yes. Good job. Good. Okay. Good boy. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. Good job. But again, that is the super, super exciting session of what the remote collar looks like. But essentially, this is how we teach it, and this is how we teach it to every dog. So that your dog learns, this is super fun, it's super rewarding, that when they feel this, they get rewarded, they get food, that, hey, that the remote collar is something that is fun. Eventually, it's going to lead to freedom. It's going to lead to being able to run and be free, but still be able to remind them that, hey, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you're all kinds of tangled up there, buddy. Gizmo. Good boy. Yeah, good job. But yeah, so that is session 1 for both Gizmo and Murphy. And we will keep you updated with how tomorrow goes. Right, buddy? Yeah.